Hi friends, welcome back to another Sims 4 speed build. I'm Austin, and today's video is a fun, kind of weird build that I did. So, after I finished my eco home and did the Thanos cat video that should be up on the channel already, I wanted to do something a little weird, kind of different. I don't know. I don't really, or I used to kind of early on in my channel, I used to do kind of weird builds like this, and I always loved doing them. But for many reasons, I kind of slowed down on those sort of builds. And as time has gone on, I've really wanted to do another one. So that's what I did here. I probably from the thumbnail and already from what you can kind of see on screen, you can kind of maybe tell what is going on here. I decided to make kind of like a tree house that's kind of, I don't know, taken from maybe like the wreckage of a plane. So I really think of this as maybe like a survivalist home in a weird way. I really like how it came out. It's a small house, so once again it's like another pretty much another tiny house that I've done, but I really just had fun with it. And I try to have fun with all my builds, but the last couple builds I've been doing have kind of tested me, I think, in more of a creative capacity. So I've had a lot of fun with that, and trying to come up with certain things. And I know I'm probably not the first to do a build like this, but I don't know, it's just something that I feel like I would have done earlier in my channel, and something I'm really happy to have done now. So yeah, the build doesn't have a lot of stuff in it. There is a lot of foliage and stuff like that, but in terms of living space, it's pretty small. There's a main house, and then there's sort of a hut that I later add to the side, and then there's a bathroom on the ground and a cooking area also on the ground. So I mean, your sim could live here. I think it would also probably be a great spot for machinimas and just kind of screenshots and stuff. That's probably what I would most likely use it for. I'm not really a machinima creator. I have just immense respect for all the people that do that sort of stuff. I've tried in the past, and it was difficult for me to kind of get the hang of it. And maybe if I spent a little more time, I could make, a semi-decent machinima, but there are people on this website that just create just incredible things. So I really tried to make the interior feel like a plane. I didn't want to use the plane body because it's really long, and it would kind of have gone outside of the parameters of the lot. But, so I kind of just built the body, myself, and I think that kind of works. It makes the plane feel a little bit smaller, and I think it helps make it a more livable space. So yeah, in my head as I was building this, I kind of thought of a family that would be in this situation, and maybe they were like two of the only survivors, or they were three survivors, and they had a young child, and they've kind of spent the last few years on this deserted island pretty much. But I also kind of like the concept that there isn't a lot very close by to this lot where there are people, and I'd like to imagine a world where this kind of plane crash happens, and they think they're deserted, but they're actually really incredibly close to people. So yeah, that's kind of what I thought in my head, that they were like really close to safety, but they just kind of went all out and decided to live in the jungle. So yeah, it was a really fun build to do. It didn't take me too long. I want to say it took me maybe an hour and a half to 2 hours to do all of this, but I think in terms of a more traditional build, I think those tend to take longer because you have to kind of fit certain parameters in, and here I could just kind of have fun. So I think that kind of helps make it a little quicker. But yeah, so I'm not quite sure when this video is coming out. I believe on a Thursday if everything kind of goes to plan, but if not, then oh well. I had a lot of fun with this build, and I've been kind of taking my time with every build. And even though I only spent about an hour and a half to 2 hours in this place, I really thought about this build even when I wasn't working on it. So that kind of helped I think with the crafting of this build, because I struggled at times, and one of the best things I've found that when, struggling with a build is to maybe, turn off the recording, quit the game, and kind of step away for maybe an hour, a day, whatever feels right, and then come back with sort of a fresh mindset. And that way you can really, fine tune what your plans were from the start. So yeah, I think for an area like this, the most important thing is to have, a lot of kind of plants and stuff. I think that helps make the area feel a little more overgrown. And I also added those chairs on the ground because they sort of look like, chairs that you would find in an airplane. So maybe these were repurposed and stuff. And I don't know, it just kind of looks cool. And then, in my head, after some time, they built themselves maybe a private bathroom, which is, a separate toilet, and then a bathtub, which I think is really nice. You could have multiple Sims living here, and they wouldn't necessarily get in each other's way, I think, too badly. There is a total of 2 beds, 1 double and 1 single, and there's a lot of room to add more beds. And I think one thing that probably would have helped make this build maybe a little bit more authentic, if that even works in this situation, is if I had Jungle Retreat, which I do not have, or Outdoor Retreat, sorry, I just confused or mixed up Jungle Adventure and Outdoor Retreat. But if I had Outdoor Retreat, I think maybe I could have used some more pieces that felt I don't know, more real for this situation. But what I did use, I think, really works in this area. And yeah, I would probably do a build like this again in the future if, I can come up with something that feels a little bit different. I had considered building this in the world from Jungle Adventure, but I thought, not to do it just because I want to use this a lot, so that way you could have Sims living here, and if you want to record a machinima, this lot's pretty notable, so you'd know which lot this was kind of meant for, and you could kind of build around that. And if there's anything you need to add on this lot, there's a lot of space to add it. So yeah, and if you don't have, I think, Laundry Day, I think I only used 2 pieces of furniture from Laundry Day, if memory serves me correctly. And so if you don't have those pieces, you just lose out on the clothesline and the wash bucket, which I have used in like my last 2 builds, I know. I tend to not, I really try not to reuse furniture pieces from the same packs if I've used them in previous builds recently. But with this build, like the last build, I think it really called for those items. So hopefully in the future I won't have to use those items for quite some time, but I'll probably use maybe a more traditional washer and dryer in the future. Who knows? Depends on what the next build is. I'm not quite sure at this moment. But so yeah, this video, this is a little bit longer. I'm kind of trying to see about slowing down my videos a bit. I'm kind of in between wanting to make my videos shorter and also making my videos slower, which isn't a great combination because you can't necessarily make your videos shorter and make them slower without having to cut out like a ton of footage, and I don't think I want to do that quite yet. I like keeping as much footage as I can, but I don't know, a part of me really wants to keep my videos under 10 minutes, and if they can't be under 10 minutes, then at least under 15, because I remember in the past I had videos that were like 25 minutes, and there's nothing wrong with long videos like that. I just think it's nice to have shorter videos, and then if you have the occasional long video, it kind of, I think makes things easier. So I'm really trying to figure out the length of my videos and what time I should be kind of going for. So in the future, maybe you'll see videos closer to 10 minutes, and maybe you'll see videos closer to 15. I'm not quite sure yet. So yeah, this most of this build was honestly just landscaping. I'm not sure I'll be able to post the timestamps in the comment section, so if you're watching this video in its entirety, I thank you very much. I try to watch every video I watch, especially Sims videos. I try to watch in their entirety, but I know that's not possible for everybody. So if you're only able to kind of skip through the video or watch the last 5 minutes or the first 10 minutes, then you know, it's always appreciated. You know, and if you ever make it, you know, far through a video and you don't know what to say, but you want to leave kind of a nice comment, you know, I have no problem with like a, you know, just nice simple comment. Just let me know, you know, you were able to watch and you were you liked what I built. But yeah, I don't really have any qualms with any of that sort of stuff. I know sometimes like I struggle to leave a comment behind because there's just, you know, with a lot of Sims videos, there's so much amazing content going on in it that you know, I don't like, I have a hard time focusing on like one thing to say or two things to say. I could probably ramble on about every aspect of the build, but you know, I think leaving comments is nice, so I try to do that as much as possible. Also, screenshots are going to be coming up soon, I believe, and I did take screenshots. Some of them are in fall and some of them are in summer. I just kind of wanted to see the difference between seasons in this build, and I will definitely say for machinimas and screenshots, summer is probably a much better season than fall. Fall kind of looks ugly, I'm going to be honest, but I think for many of the houses I build, fall sort of is the best for screenshots, but not with this one since there's just so much plants. I also tried to make sure I painted a lot of the grass, you know, use the terrain paint. But yeah, so here are screenshots. I believe there's not many of them because this is a pretty small lot and I didn't have it too busy and out there. But anyways, thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please consider giving it a thumbs up. And if you are new and you want to see more videos like this, subscribing and clicking the bell go a long way. I hope you have a nice rest of the day, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.